Like Jamie said, my name is Sapna Kumar. It's an Indian name. I was born in India and raised in Indiana. I found myself in a cornfield eating a bowl of curry, feeling tragically displaced. I grew up in Indianapolis, and I grew up in Indianapolis in the 80s when there were so many Indian families there. My family used to spend all our time with all the other Indian families. There was us, the Kumars, then there were the Patels, and the other Patels, who are probably your neighbors up here in Glenview. So being Indian and going into performing, my parents never really supported it. I remember when I went to college and told my mom I was going to study acting. My mom was like, Sapna, how could you do this to our family? How could you ruin our good name? To get up on stage like a painted whore? Where did you learn this acting? I went on this movie audition, and the director said to me, fabulous, we are desperately looking for someone Arab, and we are desperately looking for someone who speaks Arabic, and you're Arab. I said, actually, no, I'm Indian, and I know a little bit of Hindi. Well, fabulous, just speak that language then. And what we need you to do, Kama Sutra, is look into the camera and see the man of your dreams and say to him, like an innocent little girl, say in that language of yours, say, I've never made love to a man before. So I turned to the camera and said, Tera chuttar kaat ke rakh dungi, which means, I'm going to chop off your dick and leave it there. Needless to say, I didn't get cast. I did this national theater tour in my 20s, and when I first got the gig, I was really excited. So I called my mom first thing. And my mom could be really paranoid. She was like, Sapna, how do you know that this theater company is not some sort of front for a prostitution ring? And I said, I don't know, Mom. Maybe it was the Shakespeare monologue they had me do at the audition. Of course, they did say to me, Sapna, could you try that monologue again, this time laying on your back with your ankles spread wide apart? And when you say out, damn spot, could you rub your nipple like so? I used to do a lot of theater around the city of Chicago. Does anybody go into the city to see plays? Good for you, support the arts. And as you know, there's a lot of small, like, crappy theaters in the city of Chicago, and that's where I usually did the plays. And when you go on these auditions for these plays, they give you a form that tells you about the production. I went on an audition and gave me a form. It said, this play will be produced in an apartment, converted into a 10-seat theater. It then asked the questions, are you allergic to cats? What's your tolerance level to smoking? So I just imagined acting in a play to an audience of 10 cats, each of whom were smoking cigarettes. So in my 20s, my mom wanted me to marry a nice Indian boy and have babies. I used to have these nightmares on my mother. She'd be crawling through my ovaries. Not much going on in here. She'd pull out an egg and scream, Sapna, when are you going to use this? It's like, probably never, Mom, because both my girlfriend and I are on the pill. When I was a teenager, I never formally came out to my parents, but I did to you guys. Actually, when I was like 19, my parents learned about my sexuality through the more conventional parental method of sitting down and reading all my journals. I had thought of really cute ways of letting them know, like leaving poetry around the house that said, Dear Mom and Dad, roses are red, violets are blue, our cat is a lesbian, and I am too. Love, Sapna. So my girlfriend in my 20s was like, Sapna, maybe your mother would better understand your sexuality if, say, you were seeing an Indian woman. That's what was breaking my mother's heart. Sapna, I had dreamed for you to meet a nice Indian girl. We have wedding ceremony, invite all of Indian community. You and your Indian dyke lover wear matching red saris, walk barefoot around the fire together. You've broken my heart. Oh, your Jesus Christ, are you listening, Jesus? Once... Sonia likes that. She's like, your mom really said Jesus? So once my mom said to me, she said, Sapna, you're too big for your britches. I said, Mom, I think I have a pretty level head. She said, who's talking about your head? I'm talking about your ass. It's too big for your britches. I said, Mom, that's a figurative expression. It's like saying when it's raining really hard, it's raining like cats and dogs. Oh, so it would be better for me to say your ass is like that of an elephant's. And then because she was a crazy ethnic mother, 10 minutes later, she'd say, Sapna, you should eat. You never eat. She had all these ideas about food. Sapna, if you eat 10 almonds a day, it will make you smarter. Sapna, you know why you're gay? Because you don't eat enough fruit. I said, I thought it would be the opposite, Mom, because you are what you eat. I know what you lesbians eat, and I'm not even going to go there. Whenever I get dumped, my mom would be really comforting. She'd say, "Oh, Sapna, don't worry. Breakups happen. Us Indians, we Indians have a saying. Ke sara sara." What would be, would be. Whenever we go to the grocery store, she'd get to the checkout lane. She'd think she was in the old country. She'd get to the checkout lane and she'd try to haggle. She'd be like, $1.50 a pound for mangoes? I'll give you 40 cents a pound. No more, no less. Last offer. Talk to the hand because the face don't want to listen. Once my mom saw Britney Spears naked on TV and she said, "Oh my God, I can't believe she's on TV naked like that." And I said, "Mom, if I had a body like that, I'd be the checkout lane at Jewel. I'd be like, my clothes just fell off. Don't